Hi, I'm Coach Sylvia Hatchell, and I was the women's basketball coach at the University of North Carolina for 33 years. I want to talk to you about an accident that I had. I was coming out of the fitness center and a lady and I collided. We were both moving. I was in my car going 2 miles an hour. Yes, 2 miles an hour. The lady was 2 months from being 90 years old, but she fell in the parking lot, and they say it was from my car touching her, which it was my mirror, but we were not sure about that. But she fell in the parking lot and hit her head. 2 days later, she died. And so I was charged with the death of a pedestrian. The state of North Carolina says if you are charged with the death of a pedestrian, then you automatically lose your driver's license for 1 year. So I decided to appeal, and so I needed the best attorney that I could get. And so I started looking around, and several people that have really good backgrounds in criminal law and in the court system in Durham County recommended to me John Fitzpatrick. And that was one of the best things that ever happened to me. Right away, we connected. And right away, I knew he was the man to represent me. I've coached for 44 years, 33 at North Carolina, and I've always said that success at anything is about relationships. And John is the king of relationships. He understands people. He knows how to talk to people. He is very good at getting people to see things his way and to, I don't really want to say diffuse a problem, but more than anything else, present the reality of a situation and what has happened, and so that it takes away the resentment feeling that lots of people have, when accidents happen. That's what mine was. It was an accident. So I hired John, and he represented me. We went back to court, but he did a lot of work ahead of time. He looked at my situation. He had me go do driving school, 2 different driving courses I went to. He had me do a lot of community work related to the situation. I spoke to driver's education classes from the coast to the mountains. I was talking with young people about what happened to me, and if it can happen to me, it can happen to anybody. Me as a coach, I would always be looking and thinking about what's going to happen next. Next time down the floor, what play are we going to run? What's the situation going to be? I was always trying to think ahead, and John is that way. He is always ahead of whatever is going on with his client, whether it be an interview, the situation, what the opposing attorney maybe could come up with or say, or maybe the body language of the judge or something like that. He is so observant, and he's done his homework. He knows most of the time nothing gets by John. He knows what's going to happen next, and he's always prepared for what is next. And as we went back to court and everything was presented to the judge, I think the judge realized that it was an accident, and that I was very sorry, and that keeping me from driving for a year wasn't going to make things any better. In fact, it would actually take away from a lot of the community service that I already had lined up and things that I was doing to help other people. I've always been a giver and not a taker, and I think the judge realized that. But that was because of John's relationship with me, with everyone that we came in contact in the courtroom. I could tell that he was well respected, so respected by everyone in there. I think this is really important, is how John made me feel about what had happened, and gave me confidence in his knowledge, and that going back to court, I had a peace about it, a feeling of assurance, that things were going to be, the right thing was going to happen. And he even brought his wife, the day that we were going to court, he brought his wife to be with me and to just sort of be a companion there with me. So that just shows you how he's always thinking and how he cares. And it was a pleasure to work with John. You know, for a lot of cases, mine was probably, and I don't want to say it was minor because a lady lost her life, but you know, criminal situations and things like that, I would recommend him to anyone in any situation because he does his homework. He's a great person. His personality, just his perseverance, and more than anything else, how as the client, he made me feel very, very self-secured and very confident about going back into the courtroom. I had never been in a courtroom in my whole life until this situation. And John, it was sort of like he just had me in his hands, and he kept assuring me that I was going to be okay and I was going to be taken care of, and he was there for me and to represent me and to take care of me. And that's what he did. John Fitzpatrick took care of me. And so if you're looking for someone, I would recommend that you let John Fitzpatrick take care of you.